Alright guys, so I got my hands on the brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max, and I'm sure you've seen a ton of videos on it already. You might even know more about the phone than me, but I still want to share with you my views regardless. Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's start off with the design. Now, I'm not going to bore you with, this is how it looks like, yada yada, what did they do to the lens, what did they do to the back panel and all that, but here's a couple of things that I want to share with you about what I feel about it. Now, when I first removed the phone from the box, first thing I felt was that, it's actually a bit thicker than the last model. And yeah, I did put it side by side, and it is indeed a little bit thicker compared to the last gen. But when I picked it up for the first time, I also felt that it was actually a bit lighter. So, naturally, I pulled out my weighing scale, which I used to weigh my rice, and yeah, it is actually a bit lighter than the 16 Pro Max. So they've moved to aluminum. It's lighter than last year's titanium, but it's a bit thicker, but it still feels very premium and a bit lighter than before. Is it a good thing? In my opinion, I think I quite like it. Alright, so another thing I noticed here is that the back panel, the entire chassis, is actually more seamless than before. Now what I mean by that is previously on last gen's model, you could still feel that tiny line that separates the back panel from the frame, but now it's tapered around the edges, so it feels more seamless when you hold it. It just feels a bit more well built, if that makes any sense. Alright, let's move on and talk a bit about performance. Now, the biggest upgrade in here is definitely in terms of the chipset. So what's in here is actually the A19 Pro, which is the most powerful chipset ever from Apple. And I actually asked my friend a very interesting question a couple of days back. So he's actually rocking the iPhone 14 Pro, and I asked him like, hey, have you actually experienced your phone being laggy, sluggish, or you're not satisfied with the performance? And he said no. He's actually very pleased with how smooth it has been over the past few years. So as you may or may not know, most of iPhone users out there, if you're using a recent generation iPhone Pro, you will actually still feel that your device is very smooth and all that. However, my main difference that I find here as someone who does a lot of editing of photos and videos on my 16 Pro Max is that you actually do get a bump in performance. I would say if you are really doing a lot of heavy lifting on your phones, all those creative stuff, you would see like the export times for your videos, you see that loading high megapixel pictures in Lightroom is all quicker on the 17 Pro Max. So that's where you will actually feel the performance bump. It's not like you're going to be launching apps faster by 0.5 seconds, or maybe you're going to be multitasking even more on your phone. The 16 Pro Max already does that really well, but if you are serious about doing a lot of work on your phone, that's where you might experience the performance bump. This question was because my friend wanted to upgrade to the iPhone 17, and he was asking me whether he would get even higher performance. So that's where I asked him, do you actually feel your phone is laggy? And that's where he said no. Anyway, moving on to the next point, let's talk a bit about the cameras at the back. Now bear in mind, this is just a after 48 hours kind of a video, as you can see from the title below. So over the past 48 hours, naturally I'm not like taking 1,000 photos, but what I did was two things. I took some shots during the day as well as during the night. What I noticed here right away is that the ultra-wide camera on here is actually doing a really good job. Now what I mean by that is just take a look at this photo. You can see that the entire picture is all clear, sharp and in focus, where sometimes on the previous model or on other phones, the ultra-wide does not really look that clean and that sharp. Now when we move on to the main sensor, what I notice here again is that pictures look a bit finer as well. It's not just sharper but finer, lesser noise. And you might think, look, it's a properly daytime shot. Any phone with any camera will do a great job. So if you are just someone who takes a lot of photos of your pets, of your food, of your coffee, and of some really normal stuff, you won't really feel a huge difference there. But if you are actually someone who uses your phone as a main camera to like do some serious photography, and you play around with cameras, then your eyes might be able to pick out the difference between the previous gen and the current model. Alright, another thing I want to highlight here is in terms of the zoom. So this time around we have a 4 times compared to last year's 5 times. Now again, I think this is a good thing for one reason. So imagine you are taking a photo of your friend, a person, a subject, you want to take a portrait shot. So previously on the last gen, 5 times I feel was a bit far, like you have to really go a bit back away from your subject to get the shot. But right now 4 times is actually a bit nearer, and I think it's more of a sweet spot compared to the previous gens 3.5 times. So yeah, 4 times I still think is okay. The 8 times zoom is also alright. It's definitely not the most powerful zoom in the smartphone business. I know that very well, but I think it's still an improvement compared to last year's 16 Pro Max. Alright, now when we talk a bit about the night shots, what we can find over here is again a very similar concept to the daytime shots. Minimize noise, even sharper, very fine. Is it a huge improvement compared to last year? I would say it's a slight improvement. Don't expect a night and day kind of difference in terms of the experience. And again, this is really for those of you who has the trained eye, who can actually differentiate between image quality from 2 cameras. If not, if you're just going to be taking main photos of, again, like your food, in a cafe, in a dark environment, maybe you might not see that much of a difference. All right, let's move on and talk about the battery life. Now, the battery life in here is said to be one of the largest, if not the largest ever on any iPhone to date. Is it really true? Okay, so again, bear in mind, this is just 2 years. 2 years. Bear in mind, this is just 2 days of use. If I want to compare it to my 16 Pro Max, I would say that it's slightly better, maybe about 10% or 15% better. I don't have any hard numbers of screen on time to give you, and that's because my use case on my phone is actually pretty insane. If you've seen my Instagram, you know that I upload a ton of reels, photos, a day. So I'm using battery like way more than any normal user. So I can't really compare to a standard user, but I did notice the battery life to last a bit longer than the 16 Pro Max. So that's that. I'll be testing this out further and I'll come back with an updated post. Now, finally, we've moved on to our section for our sponsor of today, and that's actually Caseify. Alright, so in case you're new to the brand, Caseify cases are mainly focused on 3 core components. Number 1, they're always giving you the best in terms of quality. Secondly, it's made to actually protect your device. It's not just to look good, but it's actually been drop protected. And finally, it's all about those customizations. So today we actually have 3 different cases. The first one I would say is actually the clear case. The clear case itself is obviously made to be clear. It has what Caseify is calling the UV defender. That means that it won't get yellowish even after a long period of time. In fact, I'm actually going to pour some coffee and try and mix and stir it up to see if I can create any kind of stains onto the back cover, and you would notice that even after some pretty intense work with that test, it still turns out being very clear. Now, moving on to the bounce case. Now, this one is actually offering the strongest drop protection ever. So like I said earlier on, it's actually up to 7 times military graded. That means that it can protect it from drops of up to 21.3 feet. You can see that we have all these elements on the side or the corners of the case itself, so that will actually help to prevent any kind of damage to your phone should you happen to drop it on the ground. And if you're someone who actually likes to rock those kind of accessories like straps and all that, you can just put them very conveniently into these gaps right here. Alright, now the third and final one is actually called the glaze case. Now this is actually my favorite one and the one that I'm currently using. You can see that it has this printed component at the bottom, and you can choose from super many vibrant prints. Like I said, you can also customize and put whatever writing you want on the back here. So this panel is actually scratch resistant, and I actually took a key and tried scratching and rubbing really hard on it just to try and recreate the kind of condition where your phone might be in your pocket or in your bag with other sharp objects, and it actually was able to remain scratch resistant. But obviously try not to put your phones beside any kind of sharp object. So yeah, this case is also 4.9 times drop protected, and it'll work with all your MagSafe accessories. Anyway, if you want to check out any of these Caseify cases, just go in there for fun. You can go and try and customize it even if you're not buying it. But if you are buying it, do use the links down below to get 15% off. So yeah, that's pretty much my first impressions video for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Should you upgrade? Again, ask yourself the question. If you're already using a 16 Pro Max, you're feeling completely fine, I would say maybe wait for next year. If you're using the 16 Pro Max but you feel like you need more power, you're doing a lot of creative work on the go, serious editing, pictures, videos and all that, and you want that 4 times zoom, well, I would say that you might want to consider upgrading to the 17 Pro Max. If you are on other older generations of iPhones and you want to upgrade, yeah, I think you might want to check out the iPhone 17 as well, because this year I think Apple has done a great job at not just giving you 256 GB from the start at the same price as last year's 128 GB, and they've actually improved a lot of things on there. I think that's actually a pretty good one to get as well. But otherwise, in my next video, I'll talk a bit about the iPhone Air, which is a pretty impressive device on its own. Now with that said, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and hope you enjoy your new iPhones as well if you do get one. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.